Okay guys, today we're making adiotta, which is an Italian beef stew. So for this recipe, you're gonna need 1 pack of stew beef, so about half a kilo. You're gonna need 1 can of diced tomatoes. You can have the no salt one, you can have with salt, whichever you prefer, as long as they're diced tomatoes. You're gonna have 2 to 3 sweet bell peppers, 1 to 2 packs of mushrooms, depending how much you like mushrooms. I really like mushrooms, so I'm using 2 packs. You're gonna use 1 white onion, about 4 to 5 cloves of garlic, and 3 to 4 white potatoes. All right, let's get started. The first thing you're gonna do is put a pot of water on to boil, and we're gonna boil our meat. You gotta make sure you wash your beef. So I like to run my beef in the sink with cold water until all the blood runs out. I like to cut my beef into smaller pieces because the kids really like to have bite-sized pieces when they're eating stew. So you want to cut your beef into, I'd say, about 1-inch cubes, something like that. All right, so now my beef is all cut up. The next thing I'm gonna do is just put it on the side and wait for my water to boil so I can boil the meat. All right, so I got a new cutting board here, and I'm now gonna start chopping up my vegetables while I wait for the beef to boil. Next, I'm gonna peel and chop up these garlic cloves. Now I'm gonna wash 2 to 3 sweet bell peppers and roughly chop them up. So now that the water's boiling, we're gonna add the beef into the pot. And we're gonna lower the heat to about medium because it will get really hot really fast. So while we're waiting for the meat to boil, we're gonna start chopping up our peppers. And like I mentioned before, they just need to be roughly chopped and not too small, just about bite-sized pieces. Okay, so here we have 3 sweet bell peppers, roughly chopped, and I'm gonna put those into the pot with the onions and the garlic. So this is what my pot's looking like so far. I have the onions, I have the garlic, and all the sweet bell peppers. Next thing we're gonna add are the mushrooms. All right, so here are my white mushrooms. I've washed them and I've also trimmed the edges or trimmed the stems as well. And I'm gonna roughly chop these mushrooms up. So the next thing I'm gonna do is wash, peel, and chop up these white potatoes. All right guys, so here are my 4 white potatoes that I've washed and peeled. And I stopped recording when I was peeling because I'm absolutely horrible at peeling potatoes. I've tried vegetable peelers, I've tried with the knife. If you guys have any tips or tricks, please let me know down in the comments below how I can peel potatoes a little bit easier. Okay, so I've added the potatoes into the pot with all the other veggies. The next thing I'm gonna add is a whole can of diced tomatoes. So coming back over here to check the meat that's cooking, you'll notice as you boil meat, it usually has this sort of scum at the top of the water. You're just gonna basically scoop it up very gently, just like this, and you're gonna throw it away in a bowl. Then gonna add about half a can of water into the pot. Okay, we're now gonna put our pot on the burner and we're gonna set it at medium and we're gonna add in the boiled beef into the pot. And now I'm gonna add all the seasonings and we're gonna let this simmer. All right, and we're gonna give all those seasonings a nice mix now. Okay, we're gonna put our pot lid on. We're just gonna leave it open just a little bit, and we're gonna set it to about medium-low. So I'm gonna lower that a little bit and we're gonna come back and check on it in about 15 minutes. Okay, so about 20 minutes has passed and it is taking a little bit long to cook. So I'm gonna increase the heat now to medium and let all the flavors start bubbling up and boiling and mixing together. So you wanna make sure you give it a nice stir again as well. So here's the adiotta. It's been cooking for approximately an hour to an hour and a half even. You want to make sure that the vegetables are fully cooked and that the meat is nice and tender. So here it is, nice and cooked. And it's best served with a nice fresh piece of bread. All right, so here is the adiotta, guys. Serve it with a nice fresh piece of Italian bread. And there you have it. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video. Enjoy!